Hello, this is Anne. Pardon my voice. I have a bit of a cold and I'm just getting over it. I am making this video to show you how to make this card today at the request of my friend Char Gibson. I don't normally have how-to videos because I figure if I can make it, someone else could surely figure it out. But I made these cards last week after getting some inspiration from going on Pinterest, and I saw a picture of an altered journal that was over on Marlene's website. It's uniquelyella.blogspot.com, and I'll put the link below. And I had a lot of the things laying around, so I thought I would just go ahead and try to make some cards myself. So I made some, and then I posted them over on a Facebook page of a group of ladies that I swap with, the Secret Squirrel Sisterhood Society. And Char is one of the sisters over there, and she's always so generous with her comments, and she made some nice comments about the cards, so I sent them to her. And she did a video. Her YouTube name is CharleneGibson. I'll include that below as well. And she suggested that people sub to my channel, so I thought I would do a little how-to on how to make this card. So a lot of detail and takes a little bit of time, but it's actually really pretty simple. So let's get started. I'm using Stampin' Up! Paper. It's Pink Pirouette. For those of you that are new to card making, this is just a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you take an 8 1/2 by 11 and you just cut it in half and then score at 4 1/4. And you could also do it the other way and have a horizontal card. And then this paper I'm using today kind of looks like a pattern paper, and it's actually from JadedStudios. I think it's probably discontinued now because I got a whole stack, probably 30 or 40 sheets from Tuesday morning. I just cut those down. Pardon, that is my ATG runner that is falling. So what I did was I just inked the edges with this sponge with crumb cake, which used to be Craft for Stampin' Up, so that they look a little bit vintage and distressed. And then you're just going to adhere your paper down. I cut my paper at 4 by 5 1/4, so I have an 1/8 of an inch border all around. Just gives it a little bit more detail. And then you're going to take a doily. I just get these at Michael's or Joann's, usually in the baking section. And I also sponged the edges with crumb cake of that as well, so it looks a little bit distressed. And you just adhere the back. I just do the center piece, and that's fine. These images are very cute. They're vintage sewing pattern images that I found on Google. So I just Googled, I think, advanced patterns, and a bunch came up, and pink is my favorite color, so I picked this one. They weren't copyright protected as far as I could tell. Saved the JPEG, and then printed a set of 9 wallet size right on Stampin' Up! Ivory cardstock. I also backed it on some black cardstock just to pop it up a bit. I'm also using some Stampin' Dimensionals. You could also use pop dots, any foam, or those 3D glue dots would work as well. I just think it's always nice to add a little extra layer and dimension in the cards. I didn't ink around the edges of the image at all because I have the black cardstock. And then I'm just going to tilt that there to the side. I have these really cute Maya Road chipboard. I think I'm going to use this sewing machine. They come bare, and pardon my reach here, and I just used black embossing powder and embossed the back. You could also use a black Sharpie, and if you wanted to make it shiny, just put some glossy accents on it. The embossing powder dries a lot quicker, so I didn't have to worry about that. I always burn my fingers using this hot glue, but it does at least get down quick. And now for the ribbon in the top left-hand side. What I did was I just took seam binding, and I get it from, it's called Snug Hug Seam Binding, and I order on Amazon. I can't remember the people who sell it, but I think they're the only ones that do. And I just got cream or ivory, and I take this Tim Holtz Spun Sugar Distress Stain. You could also use Lindy's or even the Stampin' Up! Re-inkers. I hear you can use Copics, but I haven't done that. So I just stained that. It was nice weather out here yesterday, so I did that yesterday. It dried pretty quickly. I also have some tulle that I got in the bridal section at Michael's. And then I have this pearl trim that I got from Alease. She was my secret Swiss sister a couple months ago for our swap. She's Leasy46 here on YouTube. And I just wound it all around my hand and then tied it in a little bow and fluffed it out to look like a flower. They kind of look like those Prima flowers, only much cheaper. And then here's where the hot glue comes in handy as well. You just put a big generous dollop of glue there and then put it kind of in the corner and just hold that down. It will dry pretty quickly. You cannot mail these with a standard 45-cent stamp. I like to mail my cards in clear envelopes, and I get them from clearbags.com. And when I went to the post office, they said I could mail these with a 65-cent stamp postage. So check with your local post office or just hand deliver these cards. But I think they're very cute. I sent a bunch to Char, as I said, and she said she's going to hoard them. So I told her she should at least send some of them out. I usually leave the inside blank, and then I do the sentiment right before I send that out. So I hope you enjoy this quick tutorial, and you enjoy this card. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Happy Memorial Day.